¿Qué tal? Soy Aaron Cortés de Me Hace Ruido y en esta ocasión nos acompaña Alfie Templeman. Él está aquí para contarnos todos los detalles detrás de su primer mini álbum, Forever Isn't Long Enough, ya disponible en plataformas digitales. Antes de comenzar quiero invitarlos a suscribirse a nuestro canal para más entrevistas y a seguir nuestras redes sociales para más contenido de música. Y ahora sí, comenzamos.
I was like doing my research previous the interview, and at least for me as a young person, I've known your music like for a while in Spotify and stuff, like listening like an animal stuff and in playlists and just like recommendations, and it's it's been there for a while, like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like everything kept like going and like stop thinking about me and more songs. And then but then like the thing that caught my attention the most is when I really sat down and start doing my research, and I was just like, you basically do everything. You play like 10 instruments and you recently produced the whole mini album and stuff. So how I felt like it just blew up, and the whole like start from like an EP to a whole new level of music in just like 3 years. At least for me, it's my perspective as like a music consumer and stuff. But how did it work for you, like evolving like that in the last couple of years?
Yeah, of course, because I made like my first EP called Like an Animal. I made that when I was 15, you see. Well, 14, and released it when I was 15. And so like every time I've released like a body of work, like every time I've released an EP or an album, it's like I've actually learned, I've progressed, and I've grown up. And it's like each time I put something out, it's like the next step up for me. Like the first 3 EPs that I made, Like an Animal, Sunday Morning Cereal, and Don't Go Wasting Time, I was in school for all of them. And it was like I was learning different things, and it was different points in my life. Because when you're young, when you're a teenager, you learn more than ever. You learn quicker than, ever really. Like it's one of the most important stages of your life, and you change a lot in a short period of time. So for me, it was just about trying to show that in my music, really, to make sure people understood that, each time I'm releasing something, hey, look, this is still me, but I'm different. I'm changing all the time. Like every time I put something out, just like you probably. And it's all part of the process, I guess. That's kind of where it came from.
Believe me, dear, I don't care. Wait a lot. Do you want to know the truth?
And I also feel like a really huge part of this project is that, yeah, like you have this sound, but it's not like just, yeah, that song sounds like that guy and stuff. Just every song, at least the thing I like about your music is that every song feels different, and every like new release feels like completely different, and it's always changing. And you have like now this concept of a mini album that is just like not that long to be an album, but not that short to be an EP. How does it work? Because it's like really interesting concept. Instead of just, there's bands that just sometimes like announce a new album and stuff, and then when you play it, it's just like 30 minutes long, and it's just like, this is not an album, man. So you get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of punk bands that literally make songs that are like 30 seconds long, and their albums are like 10 minutes long, like you said.
Yeah.
But for me, yeah, I didn't want to make an album yet because I want to get that completely right. This feels like a little bit bigger than an EP, but not enough to be like my first like full length kind of first album. But yeah, with this mini album, Forever Isn't Long Enough, I just wanted to show people once again that I'm stepping up a little bit. Like this is the next move. This is the next step up to like, me growing up and stuff. And to me, it just feels like the final push before, the debut album. But yeah, it's because I found with making EPs that they were great, but it sometimes didn't feel like you can really fit in everything that you want to show. It feels like you can't really, my EPs were like 5 songs and stuff, and there's only so much you can really put forward in 5 songs. That's why I tried to make each song I released like sound completely different, because I'm influenced by a lot of stuff. And especially in this new mini album, like I'm influenced by so much, and I think that's why I made it in mini album, because there was so much good music out there that I loved, and there wasn't, I couldn't fit that into just 5 songs. I had to like make something a bit bigger.
And how was the creative process for you? Because I read that you did basically everything in a room by your own.
Yeah, so I still make everything in my bedroom most of the time, but this one was a tiny bit different because the title track Forever Isn't Long Enough, I actually did it in California with a guy called Kid Harpoon, who does like Harry Styles' albums and stuff. So it was like, wow, like here we are, like this is like a new like moment in my life. And it was really cool though, because I'd never really done anything like that before. Because I just make stuff in my room. I'm just from a tiny place in England that not many people are familiar with, and I just it's kind of nice that I got offered to go out there and do some stuff. But yeah, most of like 90% of the record's still me playing all the instruments. It's just I just thought about like getting an extra bit of help just to push me to the next level, and I think it paid off.
How does it work for you when you have to do like these collaborations? Because you have like been like self-featured recently, but those features came out now in quarantine and stuff. So did you work like remotely or something like that?
This was actually, I recorded all of this, well, most of it before coronavirus was even like a known thing.
Oh yeah.
I actually did it like end of 2019 to the start of 2020. And then I basically, because I had extra time, I just went and kind of revisited some of the tracks when we went into lockdown, and worked on some of them. They were like pretty much done, but I just wanted to, go back and revisit little bits and pieces. And there's one song on the record called Film Scene Daydream that I just completely recorded in lockdown, because the mini album was actually going to be 7 tracks, but I really wanted to make it 8 for some reason, just to make it half an hour long.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that song came from. So yeah.
And also last year you threw up like 2 whole EPs, and then you are coming back with this new music. So it feels like it always feels different and changing. And you have like grown up in the music industry, like you start since 14, you are really, really young. But how do you feel like now that we don't have live music and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's just really annoying, It's a shame that I can't play a show at the moment because, I mean, I played a bunch of shows in 2019 and they were really cool, but it feels like I've grown so much just through the internet in the last year. And it's going to be really magical once we can play a show again, because like I released an EP called Happiness in Liquid Form last year, and like we have never played any of those songs live to an audience. So it just feels really weird because, so many people know the songs, but they've never actually seen us play it live. So I think it's going to be really magical once we can actually hit the stage and play these songs. I dream of it every day.
Yeah, you could play like every night in a venue and every night a different EP and stuff. Just try like the concept.
Yeah, exactly.
You were talking about that you were like so influenced on this new mini album. What's the influence behind those stories that you wrote and the music you were listening to?
Yeah, I think this is the first time where I was properly like influenced to the point where I'd actually like put bits of it in my songs. So, for example, I was trying to keep up with modern times. So the 1975 released an album last year. And when that came out, I really loved like a bunch of songs from it. So that's what inspired me to do Film Scene Daydream, one of the songs. It's very inspired by them. And as well as that, Tame Impala releasing music again, like that really influenced me. And it just helped me get back in the studio and make new stuff, to be honest. Like it's what kind of pushed me to make more music. And there was just so much good music coming out of like 2020, even though it was such a weird year. There's so much good, tunes, because I think people had more time to make stuff as well. And so I was really immersed in music. I was also listening to a lot of like Japanese like pop and funk from the 80s.
She said I'm crazy, baby. She's just a daydream.
you were involved in the creative process of your last music video, and I've seen like that our generation particularly has this very interesting concept of a self-sufficient musician, because it's always like producing stuff or like giving visuals on just like, yeah, like you did, like getting involved in the creative process of the videos. So what do you think is important for musicians nowadays, being involved in more than just I just play, I just sing and just go up the studio and do whatever you want after that?
Yeah, so for this mini album especially, I've been working with a guy called Thomas Davis for the videos, and he kind of came up with like the whole, like, there's a new video we just did called Everybody's Gonna Love Somebody,
Yeah.
with like the two puppets, and like one of them's called Brian, one of them's called Susie, and Brian's looking for his lost love Susie and stuff. And really, at the end of the day, I don't really come up too much with the video ideas. It's just I know what I like, and like I have certain directors that just know how to do things really well. It's like almost like we can connect to each other and we know where we're both coming from.
Yeah.
And with that video in particular, it's just like, I don't know, the music almost comes to life a bit more. It's when you have a video to go along with it, it just brings it up to the next level. It just makes it more magical and it makes it more special. So I wish I could be better at making videos and stuff myself, because I'm so useless at it. But I think it's
you
really
actually, I saw the video and you were like so serious, and it was just like so on the wall, and the two puppets were just like chilling out, and you were like so focused, and I was just like, yeah, you are like having those acting skills.
See, that's just me trying to act. Like, I've never acted before, and I used to be really bad at it at like school when we had like drama lessons. But this is the thing, like, I think you just have to learn. You have to like figure out how to do these things.
Yeah, and you also have like recorded previously videos, so I think you have like that experience before, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've had experience in the past now, and that's something, as someone that has like really bad anxiety as well, it kind of helps me with like these kind of things, because you kind of just meet nice people that help you, you know, gain confidence in yourself. Because I haven't got anything to lose, like it's my video and stuff, so I've got to just, you know, why don't I just try and act? And, you know, It's me at the end of the day. People are here for me. If they like the music, then hopefully they like my goofy personality and stuff, but it does help.
Okay, so that would be everything. Thank you so much for your time. And it's going to be a video interview that it will come out really soon.
I look forward to it. It's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
It's been a pleasure too. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.